बिन्दुमध्ये महादेवीं कुमारीचिं ससुखप्रदां सर्वलक्षणसम्पन्नां तेजोरूपां शुभाननं सुप्रसन्नां भजे बालं वरदाभयहस्तगां नववर्षोपरिष्टां तं पुस्तकं बिभ्रतिं करे रुद्राक्षमालिकायुक्तां समन्दहसिदेक्षणां कर्पूरगुरुकस्तूरिकुङ्कुमं रोचनं शिला चन्दनं देवदारुं च अष्टगन्धलेपनां पीताम्बरधरां श्यामं नानारत्नविभूषितां बिन्दुमध्ये स्थितां बालामुपचारेश्च पूजयेत्।
Nature, beautiful and mysterious. Its shroud of mystery kept man at an arm's length always. To him, it became a non-stop wonder. The wind and the rains surprised him. Thunder and lightning frightened him. Sensing an unseen presence, he pleaded to it, the first form of prayer, a rough, unpolished form of mantra. Out of this, the first Veda was born, the Rig Veda. The Rig Vedic age is 2500 BC. The Rig Veda has 1028 slokas, 10,552 mantras and 4,32,000 words. Yajurveda, the second Veda, a celebration of rituals, serves as a text for the performance of yagas. Appeals they are to the same forces who had helped the Rigvedis, making it rain as they prayed and stopping it at their wish. Winds blew and became still at the chanting of mantras. The sun glazed, then softened for them. The earth, along with its water world, revolves round the sun, so says the Yajurveda. Samaveda, a point of convergence of music. Music would have had its origin in its 1875 mantras, along with the sublime emotions of the Samavedis. The fourth Veda, Atharva, often spoken of as the best reference for black magic, with its 5,987 mantras. A few are indeed excellent demonstration, while the others refer to medicine. The Atharva Vedi found that he could control God and Satan alike with the magic of sound. Slowly, man was turning into a social animal. He learnt new methods to please the gods. Pujas and rituals. Mantravada took form. Direct appeal was replaced by Mantravada, performed by a third person, the evolution of the Mantravadi. Forest, the early man's home, where he took the first step of Mantravada. Maybe this is why the heirs of the forest, the tribals, claim to have given birth to Mantravada. And the Brahmins wholeheartedly agree that they are only foster mothers or fathers. Some among the tribals are even familiar with necromancy, something alien to the Brahmins. Something is amiss here, don't you notice? Pleading and prayers are absent. It is only direct appeal, treating God as one among them, as an invisible magician. Will Neelimutti answer their calls? Is she appeased by the blood, meat and alcohol? Watching them, do we get carried away? Reminded of far-off things, long ago happenings, collective conscience at work?
यं युं यं त्रैलोक्यमोहिनी मोहिनी ममशं गुरु गुरु स्वाहा ॐ ह्रीं क्लीं आत्मप्रकाशिनीं प्रकाशिनी स्वाहा ॐ കാമകേഴുന്നോളേ കാളരാത്രി നീ എനിക്ക് വശമായി നിൽക്ക സ്വാഹ ഓം മാണിക്യ മോഹിനി സർവലോകവശങ്കരി സർവസംഹാരിണി എനിക്ക് വശമായി നിൽക്ക സ്വാഹ ഓം ബ്രഹ്മമോഹിനി മോഹിനി രക്തേശ്വരമോഹിനി മഹാമോഹിനി മോഹിനി രാജാവുമോങ്കിലും കുടിയാനും നമ്പിടി നായരും കറുത്തവളും വെളുത്തവളും സ്ത്രീയും പുരുഷനും എനിക്ക് വശമായി നിൽക്ക സ്വാഹ.
Though parapsychology is in the developing stage, Mantravada, astrology and such have not been pursued so far. The final word is yet to come, says Dr. Jadavedan Nambudiri, the eminent psychiatrist.
പക്ഷേ അതിൽ തന്നെയും ഇത്തരം വിഷയങ്ങളെക്കുറിച്ചുള്ള അവസാനത്തെ വാക്ക് ഇന്നേ വരെ പറയപ്പെട്ടിട്ടില്ല. ഇനിയും പഠനങ്ങൾ വളരെയധികം ആവശ്യം ഉണ്ട്.
But Kirlian photography has enabled a study of the luminous auras around each object. Let's hope the effect of Mantravada won't remain a fable. Mantras are termed Dwadashakshari, Trayakshari, Chaturashari, Panchakshari, Shodashakshari and Ashtakshari based on the number of letters in their names. Letters were sacred for the Vedic man. The sanctity demanded a due status, which explains Libinyasa. Each letter was allowed a distinct place in his own body, each joined symbolizing a letter. And before a puja, the Mantravadi performs the Libinyasa, turning his body into a sea of letters. In the state of acute concentration, the body becomes non-existent. Only the letters remain.
Sham Namah, Sam Namah, Ham Namah, Lam Namah, Ksham Namah.
Mantra is the developed form of prayer, and the one who practices it is the Mantravadi. Basically, man's nature is divided into three: Sattva, Raja and Tama. In the divine language, it is Shaiva, Vaishnava and Shakteya. Health-wise, these become Vada, Pitta and Kapha. It was with the help of Tantra Shastra, which evolved between 3rd BC and 5 AD, that tribal magic was turned into the civilized one. That was Kartamadam Narayanan.
ഇങ്ങനെയാണ് ഈ മന്ത്രവാദം എന്നുള്ള തരം ട്രൈബൽ ഫീച്ചർ വന്ന് അതൊരു ശാസ്ത്രമായി ഡെവലപ്പ് ചെയ്ത് തന്ത്രശാസ്ത്രത്തിൻ്റെ സഹായത്തോടുകൂടി BC 3 മുതൽ AD 5 നൂറ്റാണ്ട് വരെ ഭാരതത്തിലുണ്ടായിട്ട് തന്ത്രശാസ്ത്രത്തിൻ്റെ വലിയൊരു ശാഖയുണ്ട്. 10 കണക്കില്ലാത്തത്ര ഗ്രന്ഥങ്ങളുണ്ട്. എങ്കിലും വളരെ പ്രമാണപ്പെട്ട 47-48 ഗ്രന്ഥങ്ങളുണ്ട്. അതിൽ പറയാത്തൊരു വിഷയമില്ല. ലോകോൽപ്പത്തിക ചരിത്രം മുതൽ കാമശാസ്ത്രം വരെ അതിൽ പറയുന്നുണ്ട്. അതിലാണ് ഈ മന്ത്രവാദത്തെ പറ്റി ശാസ്ത്രീയമായിട്ടുള്ള ആദ്യത്തെ പഠനങ്ങൾ ഇതൊക്കെ നടന്നിട്ടുള്ളത്. ഈ പഠനം വന്നപ്പോൾ ഈ ട്രൈബൽസിൽ നിന്ന് വിട്ട് അതൊരു സംസ്കൃത മനുഷ്യൻ്റെ പരിഷ്കരിച്ച മനുഷ്യൻ്റെയും കൂടിയും ഉപയോഗത്തിനായി എന്ന് വന്നു. അതാണ് ഈ അത് പിന്നീടുള്ള ഡെവലപ്മെൻ്റാണ് ഈ മന്ത്രവാദമായിട്ട് കാണുന്നത്.
Instances of Mantravada in Puranas and literature. Mantravada in the Ramayana, Kadamattath Kathanar, the Christian legend, Pied Piper of Hamelin, the three witches in Macbeth. Dr. Jadavedan's opinion is that the mind is an extension of the brain, plus the influences of time and society. The variations in society cause minor diseases to the mind. In such cases, Mantravada might help in curing them. But an intensive study on this subject is yet to be done.
മന്ത്രവാദത്തിന് ഈ മൈനർ ഡിസീസിനെ മാറ്റിമറിക്കാനുള്ള കഴിവ് ഒരുപക്ഷെ ഉണ്ടാവാം. ഇതിനെക്കുറിച്ച് ആധുനിക ശാസ്ത്രതലത്തിൽ ആധുനിക ശാസ്ത്ര രീതിയിലുള്ള വിശദമായിട്ടുള്ള പഠനങ്ങൾ ഇതേവരെ ഒന്നും നടന്നിട്ടില്ല. പുരുഷം
The renowned Katumadam Mana, whose acclaim dates back to the legend of Parashuraman's creation of Kerala. Kallur and Katumadam were the two Brahmin families chosen by Parashurama to practice the occult science for the benefit of mankind, chiefly exorcism as a mode of psychiatric treatment. And only in Kerala, Mantravada is used for such a purpose. Again, only in this land, the Kaniyan's astrology, the Panan's Mantravada and the Velan's medicines were absorbed by the Brahmins. Let's follow him and witness the most powerful Bhadragali Kalam, the Bhadragam. Chanting of mantras produces a vibration which is believed to be the invisible form of the deity, and the visible form is imagined to be a human one. Whereas in Mantravada, a geometric pattern or chakra manifesting the many levels of divine power is drawn. This is such a one. At times, figured patterns also serves the purpose. Muslim priests administering amulets and Christians who believe in Mantravada are not rare. Along with all these visible signs, the power of sounds is also at work. The chanting of mantras. Mananal trayate iti mantraha. Mantra is the one which protects the person who meditates or chants it. Mantras form a long array. Snana mantra, Japa mantra, Prarthana mantra, Puja mantra, Tarpana mantra, Homa mantra, Lepana mantra, Namaskara mantra. So it goes on. Each deity will have a particular mantra. Above all, the mantra vidya is the most secretive one. Thus spake Dattatreya in his Dattatreya Mahamantra. The beautiful, impressive Bhadragam, done and decorated in 5 brilliantly colored powders, is before us. Let's see how the inflicted reacts to the command of the Mantravadi. Astrology holds a strong reign over Mantravada. A point to note is that the method of spreading out the little conches called Kavadi and determining the planetary positions is exclusive to Kerala. It is in the hands of the astrologer to decide the pujas and rituals to be performed. If it is an exorcism, the form, group, nature, sign and manner are suggested by the astrologer.
പ്രയാസങ്ങൾ വരുന്ന രോഗികൾ.
The famous astrologer Shulapani Warrior meditates on the relationship between astrology and Mantravada.
അവരിൽ ആ രാശി വെച്ചാൽ
When a person comes to consult an astrologer, he might be afflicted by many evils. The curse of the ancestors, family deities' anger and evil forces. All these come to light before the astrologer, and he decides what to do and how to do it.
അഥവാ ആ കുടുംബത്തിലുള്ള എല്ലാ ആളുകൾക്കും വ്യാപകമായി നിൽക്കുന്ന സാധനങ്ങളാണ്. ഈ വ്യക്തിയിൽ മാത്രം അധിഷ്ഠിതമായ ദോഷങ്ങൾക്ക് മാത്രമേ ഇതിലത്തെ പരിഹാരത്തിൻ്റെ നിർദ്ദേശമുള്ളൂ. ആ പരിഹാരം ചെയ്യുന്നത് അതിലുള്ള ദോഷങ്ങൾക്ക് പരിഹാരമായിട്ട് വരും. അത് നല്ല മന്ത്രവാദികളും നല്ല ജ്യോതിഷികളുമാണെങ്കിൽ ആ ദോഷത്തിൻ്റെ പരിഹാരം ചെയ്താൽ ആ അസ്വസ്ഥ മാറും. ഇതാണ് ജ്യോതിഷവും മന്ത്രശാസ്ത്രവും മന്ത്രവാദവും തമ്മിലുള്ള ബന്ധം.
സാധാരണ ജ്യോതിഷികൾ നിർദ്ദേശമല്ലാതെയും
Anil Katumadam reflects on the same. Even without the suggestions from an astrologer, we perform certain rites. For instance, evil is exorcised from a pregnant woman for easier childbirth and a healthy baby.
പ്രത്യേകമായിട്ടുള്ള ദേഹരക്ഷയൊക്കെ ധരിക്കാനുള്ള യന്ത്രം കൊടുക്കുകയും അതുപോലെ തന്നെ അവർക്കുള്ള പ്രത്യേകമായിട്ടുള്ള ഔഷധാരിഷ്ടങ്ങൾ കൊടുക്കുകയും ചെയ്യും. അതുകൊണ്ട് എല്ലാതും ജ്യോതിഷ നിർദ്ദേശപ്രകാരം ആവണമെന്നില്ല. പരിഹാരങ്ങളൊക്കെ പലതും സാധാരണ ജനങ്ങൾക്ക് അനുയോജ്യമായ പല കാര്യങ്ങളും ഇതിനനുകൂലമായി ഞങ്ങൾ ചെയ്യാറുണ്ട്.
The other, darker side of occultism is black magic or demonic magic. In pure magic, the forces are pleaded to. In black magic, they are commanded. Pure magic is always defensive, whereas demonic magic is aggressive. Often, in black magic, the evil forces are invoked to perform evil or to fight them. The theory is fighting like with like. The Mahapratyungari Kalam used here is aimed at the destruction of an enemy. Among the various forms of black magic, the Odi, Mushti, Maranam, Sthambanam, Vashyam, Mohanam, Akarshanam, all are practiced by the still existing occultists. For many of them, their craft has been handed down through generations, and most of them belong to the scheduled caste. Pulluvan, Panan, Malayan, Vannan, Mannan, Velan, Kuravan, Kaniyan, Pulayan, Parayan, Kurichiyar, Kurumar, etc., to mention some non-Brahmin sects. Niralkutta, a fantastic black magic ritual performed by a Kuravan in which the shadow of a person is captured using evil forces. The legend says that in the Mahabharata, the Pandavas were once captured by the Kauravas in the same manner. One thing we have to admit: the flaming colors, the pungent smell, the exaggerated movements of the performers, their fast pace, in fact, an appropriate overdose of everything, creates a mood of horror haunting the spectator, an element missing in pure magic. The odian, meaning the one who breaks, practices terrifying black magic. It is believed they can assume any form they wish. Frightening the enemy first, they kill him later. What the Parayan, Panan and Malayan do to ward off evil eye and Odidosham is Odikottal. Interestingly, now these people whose ancestors were famous as Odians have turned protectors from them. This is their temple. The forces worshipped here are the evil ones. Pakanar of Parayipetta Pandiragulam is said to have worshipped the same. The trademarks of the columns used by the scheduled caste is Bran. It is believed that the Odi affects through various ways. They say that it affects if a person crosses the leaves used by certain tribals to carve themselves. And if you cross certain objects purposely left by the magician, the Odi affects you. The poison comes out as ruptures in the skin. One horrifying story about the odian is that pregnant women are attracted out of the house in their sleep, and that the baby is killed and a potion is made out of it. The rituals are almost similar in every black rite. Breaking of coconuts take the place of sacrifice. They exorcise a person by inspiriting the evil force into the cock. For protective and destructive purposes, suitable yantras are inscribed on amulets and used for particular purposes. A trip around Kerala reveals that there are temples, though few, which are centers of black magic. This is one such temple where toddy is sprinkled in the morning to invoke the deity, who, interestingly, is Duryodhana. Here, the visitor might be a little surprised to find not an idol, but a club, the weapon of Duryodhana, the eldest Kaurava in the Mahabharata. Offerings are strange: black silk, tobacco and betel leaves. Here also, we observe the cock being put to use. Another center of black magic, the Mangottakava in Palakkad. In spite of the existing prohibition on sacrifices, here it is very much in practice. Not human beings, but goat and cock are sacrificed here. The peculiarity of this temple is that it has two idols: the Bhagavati, the pure force, inside, and Mukanchatan, the evil force, outside. But never is Mukanchatan worshipped when the Bhagavati temple is open. Only after her temple closes does the black rituals begin. The offerings differ for each deity. The curious fact is that even the mantras differ, depending on the caste, creed and group of the mantravadi. What we see now is a ritual performed aiming at the destruction of the enemy. The small figurines representing the enemy are covered with red chili paste and buried. Even the post-burial rituals are performed. Want to make someone your slave? Step across the boundary of pure magic and try Kaivisham, a magical potion. You will have him dancing to your tunes. But take care, never let him near the Tiruvira temple in Alapi, the abode of the great destroyer Shiva. His blessings and a little medicine from the temple will snatch him away from your clutches. A tip from magic in our daily life. 21st century? Tradition and science, parallel forces never to converge. To believe or not to believe, that is the question. The visible we believe, we understand. But the invisible? Is it beyond us or within?
നമോ ഭഗവതേ വാസുദേവായ വൗഷഡ്.
Mama,